Hi guys. So we are in a world where there's a lot of mixed messages and a lot of arguments for and against certain things, right? So for some reason these days, gentle parenting is becoming very controversial. And I've addressed this before, that it's really like parenting from connection with your child. And I want you to also consider that it's parenting from a connection with yourself. Being raised by the generations that we were raised by, and not being a whole lot of generations separated from the mentality of like children should be seen and not heard, or the going popular scientific advice was to like not pick up your child when they cry. So that's kind of like who parented us, and it's kind of our job to disconnect from that, but also acknowledging that like, hey, you know what, like that kind of didn't really do me any favors in growing up. It kind of set the stage for certain things. And if you're like, no, everything's fine, blah blah, I know I've said this before, I really want you to double check that. Looking at your relationships up until this point, I can pretty much guarantee that a good majority of them were absolute train wrecks because of the way that we were parented. And that early connection or lack thereof led us to have a dysfunctional idea of what appropriate, healthy connection is. And then we kind of had to learn by failing many times. And it's at no fault to our parents, unless they were like, actively abusive, because it was just what common knowledge was at the time. It was just what they knew was the right thing to do for raising children. We're finding out now that it wasn't. And so part of that comes back to us being able to, in the moment, when we need to be present for our child, also considering being present for our inner child. Or, hey, you know what? When I was that age, when I was younger and I was going through something and I was having a really hard time, even if it didn't make any sense to the people around me, what I really needed was for somebody to just hold me. Not for somebody to tell me to stop crying. Not for somebody to send me to my room and be by myself, but to connect with me for a little while and let me know that what I was feeling wasn't unique to me, not in a diminutive way, but like, hey, we've all been there. Like, it's okay. Like, this happens. This is kind of part of life. And so I want you to consider that as if you're a parent and you're going through a parenting journey, or if you want to become a parent, or if you've suddenly had some, emergency custody happening and now all of a sudden you find yourself parenting. I want you to consider that. What was it? Who did you need for little you? And how can you be that person for these little people that you have depending on you? And talk to your therapist about it.